Yeah, well, thanks so much for coming on to this call with me, man. I just wanted to have a quick chat to you and disperse some of your knowledge out into the world. So I appreciate it. I'm going to do a quick intro about you because you've done some pretty impressive things. You've read 500,000 resumes plus in the last 11 years for 10,000 people, which is pretty nuts. So you're probably one of the biggest experts out there.
Yeah.
You're the founder of Careerists, managing director of Talent Tank, which is a boutique recruiter, editor-in-chief of Your Career magazine, so a career publication, public speaker, strategist, you own Careerist, and it's a word, and you're the Monash Uni and ANU advisor and mentor for the career student, for the career sort of domain that they're doing. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's all, fair bit of stuff that I've built along the way, over the 5 years I've been in business.
Sweet, man. Yeah, so I just thought you'd be the perfect person to run some career-related stuff off because everyone's going to benefit tremendously from your insights. So I guess in this new economic landscape that's happening and this global disruption, what mindset should a person have when they're looking to try to get a job?
Yeah, really, really good question. The mindset now is going to be more than ever someone that's hungry, but also someone that's confident in their own ability.
Okay.
The reason being is you're up against so much more competition, and the ones that are the weakest are the ones that lack that confidence in themselves, because they'll be eaten up. They'll be snowed under by applications. One of the roles that I was advertising over for about a week or two had 600 applications. 600 within, it was only a week or two. So, and it's never been at that size ever before. And you're getting all different types of people apply, as you can imagine. It's purely now a employer's market.
Yeah.
So what that means is employers have the power, and the mindset that you have to go into, knowing that employers have the power, knowing that you are up against so much more competition out there, the resilience is going to be massive. You have to increase your resilience and not be taken back if you get a rejection. So you have to go keep on applying, because if you're not out there, then there's going to be other people that's going to apply and they're going to get it. So getting yourself out there and being confident in the way of putting yourself out there, because if you're not seen, if your resume is not seen, your profile's not seen, then you're invisible.
Yeah,
does it make sense?
Definitely. How can people, if they don't have that sort of hunger and confidence, is there a way that they can quickly just manifest it, I guess?
It's not as easy to manifest. I can't say to someone and coach them, say, hey, you got to be more confident. Just like that. It's not something that changes and shifts just on a whim, because there's a lot of internal things that are happening in people, in their mind, and also in their physiology. So it taps into the inner works of people, and that transformation, that shift takes time.
Okay. So they're sort of stuck with an ultimatum, pretty much adapt immediately or don't get seen by employers.
That's exactly right. You have to adapt. And this now, as you can see, it's a massive way to adapt. It's that key word is now to pivot and move ahead, because this is the new norm for at least the rest of the year, right? So at least the minimum, but it's probably going to go a lot longer than that. This is the new norm.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, I've got some more questions because obviously you've got so much knowledge. How do you see the job landscape changing after this pandemic?
Yep. Well, everything's going to be done online. So the job landscape is going to be very, very different from what we know it as it used to be. Everyone was going into the office. Everyone had their 9-to-5 jobs majority of the time, and they had their set breaks, etc. That's going to be it's going to be turned into a totally different way of working. So I'm calling it like a hybrid model, where it's going to be half in the office, half at home, because now that people can see that you can work offline and online as well, you can do both, then that's going to be the way ahead of the future. So there's going to be companies that's going to adapt to that model. My company is already looking at doing that. So we're not going to be coming into the office full time at all. So we're going to do a hybrid model, and the skills on working effectively from your computer at home is going to be a totally new set of skills.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more discipline, I guess.
It is. It's moving away. It's taking away the things that are no longer needed. And this is in terms of in life, how we learn is to learn new things. We've got to unlearn certain things as well that we don't no longer need. So that's the only way we can learn more and become more effective. Because if we hold on to all the things that we learn, we are going to get just bogged down with too many things, and it's all going to conflict each other as well.
Yeah. Okay. So in the future landscape, is there any skills that job seekers or career transitioners should really focus on developing?
Yeah, the number one skill, and this is one that I feel that's going to take you really, really far, is video presence.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, so, why do you say video presence, right? Well, everything is done online. Everything's done via video, right? And the biggest problem with the clients that I see is the skill on talking on video. So the number one fear is public speaking, right? A lot of people hate doing it. Now imagine this, that you're seeing yourself on camera and speaking to an employer, a director, a client, running meetings. Your ability to engage the person on video these days is going to make you stand out way above others, because people like to, it's about the connection, right? People connect with other people. Now, no longer that you can connect face to face, you have to connect online. Your video presence needs to be upgraded.
So I saw that you were an expert in interpersonal skill development and in a variety of other things that you've done. How can you sort of get better at doing it through video or building that rapport and the relationships?
Yep, really good question. It's the clients that come to me, they're great at what they do. They've got so many skills. Everyone is good in their own way. I'm a big passionate believer that we're all unique. We've all got something to offer. We've all got something special to offer. What happens is, because we're building and building and building all this experience, all these skills, all these, these capabilities across the years that we're living, when it comes to then delivering it out into someone to talk about all that information, we get stuck. We have no idea where to start. We have no idea what is going to be relevant, what's not relevant. And we just, what happens is we ramble on. People start rambling on. So you ask someone about a question, one question, and then they just ramble on for minutes and minutes and minutes. And the next thing you know, they ramble on for about 20, 30 minutes about their whole life story.
Notice that. Yeah. For sure.
So the art of this, and think of it from this point of view, if you're a director, a senior person that doesn't have a lot of time, because time is the most important factor for people, like, the higher you go up, and the higher you are in terms of your position, the less time that you have. So time and is respecting someone else's time, is getting the information that you need to share to them in the shortest amount of time, a succinct manner, but in a way that's relevant. So don't talk about things that are irrelevant, because it's going to bore you to death. It bores me to death if you talk about things that I don't want to hear about, right? So you don't want to, if someone talks to you about something that you've got no interest in, you're going to quickly shut off. Yeah,
for sure. You mentioned boring, and it made me think of another part of employment and stuff. So you're a very innovative person, and you've got a very innovative company. What are your views on the traditional resume, or the concept of a traditional resume?
Okay, very, very good question. And there's so many different views on resumes these days. It's very static, as you know, the resume. But let me ask you this, from a buyer's perspective, when you're actually going out buying something, could be anything, could be a new phone, a new laptop, whatever it is, could be food. if someone gives you a sheet of paper with just written text on it and explains to you what that is, and then it gives you the price, are you going to buy it?
That's an interesting analogy. I like that one.
You like that one, right?
I like that one.
Yeah. Is anything in life at the moment that you look at text and you go, yep, that's what I'm going to buy?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Especially not in the digital world, man.
Not in the digital world. Everyone likes to see what they're going to get. They like to feel it, like to experience it, touch it, smell it, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Using all our other senses. So why is the resume so old school where it's only purely text?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting to see it shift. I guess I'm just going to keep it short because people are busy on LinkedIn. They might not have enough time to watch it all. But if you had 2 really big career tips from your massive background and insights into the industry, what would they be?
Yeah, really good question. If I had to take myself back as well, because I guess when you're sharing tips, you share it from a point of view that what you could have done or what you would have liked to have taught yourself, your younger self, right? So if I could take myself back ages ago when I first started out my career, actually when I was lost, etc., is to really focus on what was I passionate about and really what I enjoyed doing. I listened to other people. I listened to my parents, my family, to say, Ty, you should be doing this because that's the way. This is going to make you heaps of money. It's going to make you successful, or whatever it is, that topic or that degree. And I listened to it, and I wasted my time, made me confused, made me lost. So I would highly recommend go for your passions. Find out what those passions are. What is it that you really enjoy? Because life's too short to work on to do something that you don't enjoy. That's my first key big tip. And the second one is get a mentor. Work with people that are going to take you where you want to go quicker. So my parents always taught, or your parents always say, don't hang around with that guy or that girl. They're bad influence on you, right? You always hear that. And I never knew what it meant. I was like, what do you mean? They're great personality, they're a great person. But then later in life, when I realized that the friends that I had which were really good friends, and as I moved up in my career, we no longer had those sort of the ones that I thought were really good friends, and they've stayed back. Like I've got friends when I used to work in a factory, they're still working in a factory, and I've got no connection with them because we're so far apart. And if I'd known later on where my what I wanted to do and just get some advice, get a mentor, get a coach, or just learn from someone that has already done it. It would have helped me shed years of where I would be now. I would have been a lot more further in my career. But look, life's a journey. I know, and I totally agree that it is a journey. It's not a race. It's about experiencing it, and whatever your journey is, whatever path that you take, you're meant to be in that path.
That's cool. That's really interesting. Yep. I appreciate all your time, Ty. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to see me today and talk about it. I guess I'll catch you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for this. Thanks for having me, Jayden.
Thanks, Ty. See ya.